All right, Apple fans, ready for another deep dive? We're jumping headfirst into the world of Rapple today.
Yeah, it's like the grand central station of Apple news, rumors, opinions, you name it.
Absolutely. And we're focusing on all the juicy bits from October 5th, 2024. Buckle up, because there's a lot to cover.
Sounds good to me. Where do we start?
Well, how about a little birthday celebration to kick things off? We stumbled upon a happy birthday Siri post. Can you believe it's been that long?
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in the tech world.
It really does. It seems like just yesterday we were marveling at the first iPhone voice assistant. Remember how mind-blowing that was?
Oh yeah, back then, the idea of talking to your phone was practically science fiction. And Siri, well, Siri changed everything.
It totally did. Siri really paved the way for how we interact with technology today. Though, gotta ask, with all these new AI assistants popping up, can Siri keep up?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Will Siri adapt and evolve, or will it become, the old dog in the tech world?
We'll have to wait and see. But enough about birthday cake for now. Let's talk new iPhones. The iPhone SE4 rumors are swirling.
Ah, yes, the SE4. The rumor mill's suggesting we might see the A18 chip make its grand debut.
Not to mention some major camera upgrades.
If even half of these rumors pan out, the SE4 could be a real game changer, especially for the budget-conscious Apple fans out there.
Imagine an affordable iPhone that can go toe-to-toe with those pricey Android flagships. The competition would be fierce.
It certainly would. Speaking of fierce, remember those annoying touchscreen issues some users were experiencing?
Oh, you mean those phantom touches and unresponsive screens?
Yeah.
Not fun.
Not fun at all. Touchscreen responsiveness is crucial for a good user experience.
Tell me about it. It's like trying to use your phone with oven mitts on. But fear not, good news arrived.
iOS 18.0.1 to the rescue.
Exactly. Swooped in like a superhero to save the day, hopefully squashing those touchscreen bugs for good.
Fingers crossed.
Oh.
But hey, there's more where that came from.
Oh, spill the beans.
Get this. There's a juicy new rumor going around about a potential guest mode for iPhones.
Guest mode, you say? Intriguing. Tell me more.
Imagine lending your phone to a friend or family member without having to worry about them snooping through your stuff. That's the idea, at least.
Like a separate user profile, kind of like on a computer, but for your phone.
Precisely. It could be huge for privacy and security, especially for those who share devices.
And for parents. Think about it. You could let your kids use your phone without worrying about them accidentally stumbling onto something they shouldn't.
Exactly. Though how Apple would actually implement a feature like this while keeping things user-friendly, that's the real question.
So many possibilities, so many questions. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something else that caught my eye. Halloween's just around the corner. And you know what that means.
Earnings call time.
You got it. It's like Apple's own little trick-or-treat for investors.
Exactly. Everyone will be on the edge of their seats waiting to see how the iPhone 16 lineup is performing.
The suspense is killing me. Will it be a trick-or-treat this year? We'll have to tune in to find out. But hey, while we're talking Apple news, did you hear about Apple Maps?
What, they're finally adding turn-by-turn directions for hot air balloons?
Haha, not quite. But they are expanding their cycling directions. Get ready, New Zealand.
Nice. It's good to see Apple Maps branching out beyond just driving directions.
Right. And speaking of branching out, remember that TSMC Amkor deal we talked about a while back?
You mean the one that could shake up Apple's chip production?
The one and only. Looks like things are moving forward with that. It could mean big things for Apple's chip-making capabilities.
Absolutely. TSMC is basically the rock star of chip manufacturers, and Amkor is no slouch either when it comes to packaging and testing those chips.
So what's the big deal with this partnership? Why should people care?
Well, remember that global chip shortage that caused chaos across so many industries? By working with TSMC and Amkor, Apple's making sure they're prepared if something like that ever happens again.
So it's all about securing their supply chain and making sure they have enough chips to power all those iPhones and Macs. Smart move, Apple, smart move.
No arguments there. But amidst all this tech talk and business strategy, there's a really heartwarming story that came out of Hurricane Helene that I think we should touch on.
You're talking about how those iPhones with the emergency satellite messaging feature really came in clutch.
That's the one. It's a powerful reminder that even though we often talk about technology in terms of specs and features, it can also be a lifeline in emergencies.
Makes you realize how vital these devices are, huh? But back to the rabbit hole we go. There's this one post about the iPhone 16's new camera control button.
Oh, yeah, the one where someone suggested it could work like a shoulder button on a gaming controller.
That's the one. Imagine playing Call of Duty on your iPhone, but with actual physical controls.
Now, that's an interesting thought. It would be pretty revolutionary, wouldn't it? Though I'm not sure how comfortable it would be to hold the phone like that for long gaming sessions.
True, true. But still, it's cool to see people thinking outside the box, right? Speaking of things that are far from over, there's been another development in the whole Epic Games versus Apple saga.
Ah, yes, the legal battle that just keeps on giving.
It's like a soap opera, but with lawyers and billion-dollar companies.
The latest is that another judge has hinted that Apple might not have been entirely truthful during the case.
Wait, seriously, you mean about the whole App Store fees thing?
Yeah, if it turns out they misled the court, things could get really messy really fast.
Talk about high stakes. This could change everything about how the App Store works.
No kidding. And speaking of big changes, did you catch wind of Tim Cook's recent stock move? Apparently, he sold a huge chunk of his Apple shares.
$50 million worth, if I remember correctly. That's not exactly pocket change, even for someone like Tim Cook.
Right. Makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Is he just diversifying his portfolio, or is this a sign that something bigger is brewing?
Your guess is as good as mine. But hey, let's move on to something a little less cryptic. There's been some chatter about the iPhone 17 Air's display.
You mean those rumors about Apple partnering with Novatech?
Bingo. Apparently, Novatech's known for their integrated touch and display driver technology.
Which could be the key to making the iPhone 17 Air even slimmer and lighter than its predecessors.
Imagine a phone so thin it practically disappears in your pocket.
It boggles the mind. But beyond the aesthetics, this partnership could lead to some significant advancements in display tech.
Like what?
Well, for starters, by streamlining the components, Apple could potentially reduce production costs, which is always a plus. And with a more integrated design, who knows, we might even see improvements in battery life.
Now that's something we can all get behind. Longer battery life is always a win in my book.
Mine too. It's amazing to think about all the thought and engineering that goes into every single aspect of these devices, even something as seemingly simple as the display.
That's why I love these deep dives, honestly. You really start to appreciate the complexity and innovation behind the tech we use every day.
It's like peeling back the layers of a really intricate puzzle, and each piece reveals something new and fascinating.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, to quickly recap our little adventure through the Rapple subreddit today.
We've got iPhone rumors, legal battles, chip deals, even a little bit of heartwarming Hurricane Helene news.
Oh, and let's not forget Tim Cook's mysterious stock sell-off. The plot thickens.
It's like an episode of Silicon Valley, but in real life and with higher stakes.
Seriously, so much has happened, even just looking at a single day's worth of posts.
It makes you wonder what surprises tomorrow will bring, doesn't it?
You know, thinking about all those Rapple folks, they never cease to amaze me. The passion they have for Apple, the way they dissect every little detail, it's actually quite impressive.
It really speaks to the sense of community that Apple has cultivated, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like a giant family, all united by their love for Apple products and a shared curiosity for what the future holds. Speaking of the future, it seems like Apple's pushing the envelope in so many directions these days.
They're certainly not resting on their laurels, that's for sure. From venturing into satellite technology to potentially revolutionizing mobile gaming, they always seem to be one step ahead.
It really makes you wonder, what's next for Apple? What crazy innovation are they cooking up in their secret labs right now?
Well, if their track record is anything to go by, it's probably something we haven't even dreamed of yet. But hey, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Trying to anticipate Apple's next move is like a game in itself.
You said it. It's that element of surprise, that wow factor that Apple's so good at delivering that keeps us all coming back for more.
Exactly. They've certainly mastered the art of keeping us on our toes. But for now, I think we've covered pretty much everything from the Rapple world for October 5th. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it?
It has. From iPhone rumors and legal showdowns to heartwarming stories and mind-blowing tech, it's amazing how much ground we've covered just by diving into one day on Rapple.
It just goes to show that the world of Apple is never dull. There's always something new to discover, something to debate, something to get excited about.
Couldn't have put it better myself. So, to everyone listening, we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Rapple. If you're even remotely curious about Apple, do yourself a favor and check out the subreddit. You might be surprised at what you find. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep that Apple spirit alive.
Hear, hear. See you all next time.